Here we are in the kitchen again, always doing something. And we're going to do some mad scientist stuff today, trying to come up with a viable alternative to those high calorie, high fat, high carb cheesecakes. And what I'm going to do is use a pie pan here today, and we're going to show you what my mixture is. First thing I'm going to do is spray my pan. I have it on a tray so that I can add a little bit of water in there because I don't want that crackling effect that you get sometimes when you're doing cheesecakes up. And what I've got is a half of a pack of this Neufchâtel cheese, which is way less fat and way less calories than regular cream cheese. And I've used half of the whole container. And each tablespoon is 1 gram of carbs. So I'm finishing out that pack. I've also put some cottage cheese in here also to decrease the caloric intake and the grams of carbs in the mixture. And another thing that I've done is use this imitation sour cream, because I do want that sour cream creaminess in the mixture. And this is again 1 gram of carb per tablespoon. This is a gluten-free recipe, so I'm going to add some real vanilla into here. This is a brand new bottle that I've had for a little bit. Should have already had it open, but it's not. Don't you just love those live? There we go. Those live mistakes that you make. There we go. So we're going to put a whole capful of the vanilla in there. That's real vanilla. If you're diabetic, if you're gluten, if you're celiac, you definitely need the real vanilla. I use it sparingly. And also what I've done is I've taken about a dozen nice plump blueberries and I've grated them up while they were frozen. And so to my mixture after the vanilla, I'm going to add some Swerve sweetener, which is an absolute 0 carb sweetener. So we're going to add a couple full tablespoons to that. So that's probably a legitimate 5 tablespoons of that. Now that 0 carb Swerve is the name. The nutritional facts and everything's on the back of the bag. So we've got that in there. And now what I'm going to do is add a couple of, 1 big spoonful anyway, of our blueberries that are in there. Because I want to save the rest of the blueberries for putting on the top of the cheesecake. This will actually swirl for you as you mix it in, which is rather interesting that it'll do that. It won't just completely turn everything blue. And I've melted about 1/3 of a stick of butter here and I've let it cool down. And I've taken some Blue Diamond crackers because I want that little salty buttering flavor. I've probably got maybe 10 in here, which is probably more carbs than it's in the mixture. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of that butter right in the bottom of the pan. I did want a crust on this. You can make this without a crust, but I wanted a crust on it. And I'm just going to take my hand ground up cracker base. And I'm going to put it in the bottom of the pie pan. Like I said, this is mad scientist stuff here. This trying to come up with new things. I'm so dessert negated here. I hardly ever eat anything sweet. Although I am going to make something up called, I'm going to term Decadent Delights. Alright, so we have that on the bottom. I'm going to actually put the rest of that butter in there, just kind of sprinkle it on there. That'll help. That'll help with that. And I'm going to take my mixture now of all those cheeses and everything, and we're going to just put him right in there into the pie pan. Doesn't he look good? Now I have forked and finger smooth with a spoon this mixture rather than, I was going to use an immersion blender on it, and I decided I wasn't going to do that. I think it'll hold better together if I do it this way. And I'm kind of just smoothing it out right now so that it fits right there in the pie pan, which it did. And now I'm going to take some of my blueberries, and I just want to kind of drop them in there. I was hoping to kind of get that sprinkled look with my fingers. I'm a hands-on kind of cook in the kitchen. I'm always in the kitchen doing something. I want to get this with some eye appeal. My oven's preheated at 350. I'm going to add 3 ounces of water to this tray from a Dixie cup before I stick it in the oven. These blueberries are still pretty cold. And I don't have another one already made up to do the instantness of the video, but I will post a picture of it on my Facebook page when it's all done, and I'll call it the finished product. And there we have it. We've got a crust, we've got lower carb, lower calorie, full taste blueberry cheesecake. I think this will melt out there. We'll even get more of a swirl effect. Let me add my Dixie cup full of water onto the pan. I may even have to do that one more time. And we're going to pop him into the oven and put him on the top rack, and we'll start the baking process. We're going to go for 25 minutes, and then we're going to take a good look at him. We'll see how he goes. I'll be waiting for that little brownish edge around the rim, and we'll see what happens there. All right, here's another original recipe. We'll call this Mad Scientist Baking in Vincenzo's Kitchen. Remember to be kind to one another. Help your neighbor if you can. All right, we'll see you.